Hi guys, welcome back to the next installment of Agent Unmasked. And today with us I have Rob Addison. Welcome, Rob.
Welcome. How do you do?
I'm awesome.
Hope you're all good.
I'm excellent. I really hope you're doing well, and I'm so excited to chat with you today. I'm sure most of the Mask fans should be familiar with you. If not, they've been living in a hole or they've got their heads buried in sand. But you are like the ultimate super fan who is crazy obsessed with masks, as you said in your own words. And if it wasn't just for your collection, your collecting, your passion, you've done these amazing cola can creations, which we'll come to. I mean, I think those are just phenomenal. But I want to find out first more what made you go completely mask bonkers. I mean, it's phenomenal. Your collection is just, and your passion is really like, yeah. Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Thanks for the compliments. It all started, I'd say, when I was about 7 or 8. So it was when I was so young.
Yeah.
I was just fascinated with transformation on vehicles such as Transformers, and then M.A.S.K came along, and I got obsessed. I think the first thing that triggered it off in these, I suppose we call these sci-fi, was the Terminator. When I first ever saw the first Terminator and realised that things like sci-fi was out there, that was where it just clicked. Although I had the toys of M.A.S.K and Transformers, I then stumbled across Terminator and just thought robots, and then robots, just took over. So then Transformers, and then it was a toss-up between M.A.S.K and Transformers, as my parents couldn't afford both collections.
Yeah.
Or my mother. So I had to make a choice. If we go down to the local Tesco's or the local toy store, it was, what do you want? Do you want that one or that one? And it'll be Transformers or M.A.S.K. So I'd opt for Condor, or $4.99 back then. I'd always choose M.A.S.K over Transformers. However, Transformers is a very close one, as I've let you know before.
Yeah.
But M.A.S.K seemed to always sit there at the forefront of my mind. If I bought a Transformer, I'd regret not buying the M.A.S.K toy. So in my heart, I wish I'd bought the M.A.S.K toy and not the Transformer. So now I'm older, I can pretty much decide on both.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the start, the trigger. And then ever since then, M.A.S.K has just stayed there. And I've just wanted to collect everything from the Argentinian stuff to the repaints, the knockoffs, the bootlegs, the originals. And I find it hard to walk away from M.A.S.K toys, even at a toy show or a boot fair or as you call them, yard sale. The Americans call them yard sales. If I see something M.A.S.K wise, I've got to try and buy it if it's for sale. If it's not for sale, are you going to sell that? Do you want to sell that? Even though I've got it 10 times over.
Exactly. I was going to say, I know what you mean. It's like you might have it multiple times and you just see it like, I can't just leave it sitting there. I just had that experience a couple of weeks back as well. It was just some loose figures, and like I've got them multiple times, so I'm like, oh, it's M.A.S.K. It's M.A.S.K.
I've got bagfuls. The one that I end up accumulating thousands of is Sly Rex, Alex Sectors, and Buddy Hawks.
Yeah.
And Miles Mate. I mean, I've got bagfuls of them. And I just think, when am I ever going to get rid of these? Why have I got like 300 Sly Rexes with stiletto mask? And I think, Christ, but I look at them and I think, well, they're mine, so I can do what I want with them when I want. So
exactly.
As long as no one else in the world's got it all, I'm happy. So I will share it one day.
Yeah. So what was your trigger for M.A.S.K? I mean, you said you were in the toy shops and a Transformers M.A.S.K, that debate, but what made you get in tune with M.A.S.K? How did you find out about M.A.S.K? Was it the cartoons, the comics, or was it just seeing the toys in the shops?
Toys, the toughness of them, how well made they were.
Yeah.
The look of them, the intro and the ending scene to the cartoon. I love the ending scene.
Yeah.
And I love the extended version of the original entrance theme. If I could have that as my ringtone, Christ, I would. But yeah, it's all that. that made me decide over the years that M.A.S.K is the toy collection that I want to hoard and collect until I have no physical means for it, which at the moment it's I'm still obsessed with it as much as I ever was, if not more.
Well, I guess as we grow older, we kind of become even more nostalgic, right? And it's
definitely, yeah.
So it kind of hits home a little harder. So did you enjoy the cartoons? Were you a big fan? You said you liked the intro and stuff.
When I was young, I loved them because your imagination runs wild as a child, to a certain age where you realise reality. Looking back at them now, I'm still a big fan, don't get me wrong, but some of the cartoons were a little bit dated now in terms of storyline.
Yeah.
A lot of people I know say they come across daft, but when I was young, I didn't care about the storyline. I didn't care about this. I didn't care. All I wanted to do was see the action. I wanted to see the vehicles.
You wanted to have that view of the back of Thunderhawk just, flipping open, coming up, and then blasting off, right? Yeah.
That's what is that a clear lighted one, by the way?
No, it isn't. No.
Come on.
Well, it's one of these ones I just have sitting here as props. My clear light is in the box.
That's cool.
I do have a clear light.
You know, I've got a 29-inch one sitting right next to me, don't you?
I do know, and we will come to that. It's just nuts the size of that.
but even looking at Thunderhawk there, I love it. When you look at the detail that goes into them, the mechanics, even.
I mean, they even bothered putting like all the little studs on the bottom, right? Like the rivets.
That's it.
It's like, what toy will put rivets on the bottom of a toy? That's it.
Because as far as the toy company is concerned, kids just want to see the toy do what it did in the cartoon. They don't care about rivets and finer detail, but they still done all the extra details.
It's amazing, and I guess that's kind of what keeps us now as an adult collector. We appreciate those details, those finer things, and the slight subtle variations which the different country manufacturers, be it a Mexico, a Taiwan, a Hong Kong, made one, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing I look for most nowadays. Although I've got, for example, God knows how many Thunderhawks, is one different to the other now. That's what I look at. To complete my vast collection of, say, Thunderhawks or Stingers or Rhinos. I mean, I'm still on the lookout for a Rhino with the clear light or the plain light.
Yes, that's the V1 with the lights flat, and then the rear mudguard has also got no details. That's right, flat. And then you take a step further back, the one with the black missile launcher.
Yeah, and the grey ones.
Yep.
Yeah. I've probably got one. I've just got to go through my mini.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite? Were you a M.A.S.K? Were you more a kind of? Would you associate yourself more with the M.A.S.K team or with Venom? Which way did you kind of slant at that time and now?
I've got to say, in all honesty, I was M.A.S.K really, because as soon as I saw Hurricane, as soon as I laid eyes on that, the flames on the side done it for me. I was like, wow. I like muscle cars or vintage style cars with a bit of difference. And when they brought out Hurricane, I thought, God, they're going down the casual or cool looking route.
Yeah.
As soon as I laid eyes on Hurricane, I had to have it.
Well, then it's Stinger as well, right? Where it's got that.
I was going to say Stinger,
yeah, muscle car. So.
Stinger is the ultimate bad boy. I think so much happens for one toy.
Yeah. Stinger was my favorite Venom vehicle as a kid. M.A.S.K is a bit harder for me to pinpoint. I was leaning at that time. I loved the Raven. That was my favorite when I was younger, and Rhino. But Raven was my top, and Stinger was
the thing is
kind of up there. Probably.
When you look at certain vehicles of the M.A.S.K line at different angles, when you appreciate them, sometimes a certain angle, even like something simple as Raven, and as cool as it looks, when you look at it from certain angles, it just looks awesome. Yeah. Especially from the back end, if you have, the red lights facing you at a slight angle, you can see down the vehicle. Yeah. And then you do the same with Stinger. Yeah. The front of Stinger just looks, and Hurricane, you look at them at a certain angle, and they look amazing, especially for toys.
And they look really cool in toy photography as well. I mean, there's some the community who are super talented. I mean, I recently posted up a picture by Wes of, I don't know if you saw it, of a raven in a lake, and he's got the reflection of raven in the water that you can see below it, and then you got like the trees and the rest of the lake behind it.
Was that on Instagram?
It's on Instagram. I put it up.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
That was just, I was just in awe of that photo that Wes took. It's just like, wow. So I had and asked him permission, and he gave me permission to put that up.
Yeah. I will double check it, yeah. But yeah, the vehicles are still to this day astound me in terms of how tough they are, how robust, and how well made you know they are compared to certain other toys. Don't get me wrong, some toys are fantastically made. But in my personal opinion, yes, I'm a M.A.S.K fan, I'm a M.A.S.K obsessive, but I'm not saying it's just because it's M.A.S.K, but I think the toys were a work of art.
Yeah. No, I mean, they were beautiful and quality, and they lasted.
Quality, compared to what we've got nowadays, quality is by far, probably some of the toys' best qualities.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I collect a range of toys. M.A.S.K is my focus, so I'm a bit biased towards M.A.S.K, but I do have to say the workmanship really was top notch. Really, really on a different level. Talking of vehicles, which one was your favorite? Did you have a favorite?
It was a toss-up between Hurricane and Bulldoze, or Night Stalker Hurricane.
Yeah.
I had a bit of an obsession with both of those when I was 13, 14, when I came across my first Bulldoze.
Okay.
I think I got my first one ever at a boot sale. I think it cost me like £2, complete with Boris, and I was like, yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah.
And from then onwards, it was, it was my pride and joy, always next to Hurricane. So, but I think my favourite out of all has to be Hurricane.
Okay. Did you ever feel that you needed to use the Hondo from Firecracker and put his Blaster 2 mask on it so that it was cartoon accurate?
Yeah, I mixed and matched a few things back in the day. I swapped heads, swapped masks and things like that. But yeah, obviously Hondo in his Firecracker outfit with Blaster 2, you mean?
Yeah, because in the cartoon he's wearing his Blaster 1 outfit and he's got the Blaster 2 mask on when he's in Hurricane, right? So, and then in the toy line when it came out, he suddenly had this different
new outfit
which wasn't part of it. So, but that's a cool thing. You could swap it around. I mean, no, I hear you with Bulldog as well. As an adult collector, it's one of my favorite ones, and it's actually one of my focuses that I look at. So I was quite fortunate many years ago to get a hard copy of Bulldog itself, and it really is an awesome vehicle.
But it's not just the toys I collect. I collect all the other things.
Yes.
Such as pencil cases.
What's the weirdest thing?
Machine.
What's the weirdest?
The weirdest thing? I wouldn't class it as weird, but I think the weirdest thing we purchased between us a little while ago was the party cups and the party plates and the party bowls.
Yep.
I already had some, but my wife Heidi, she found some on eBay. I said, "Hey, darling, look, what do you think of these?" I was like, "Oh, I've got them." but we still, because they were so cheap, we still bought them.
Yeah.
So not only have I got the tablecloth still in its original packet unopened, and probably about 5 or 6 cups and bowls and plates, I've now got double lot.
It's also got the party blower things in it, right? The things that spin out, I believe, in that set.
I think, did we get party blowers?
I think it's in that. Is it one big set that's got like plates and things?
No, these were separate. Someone was listing them as a set of cups, a set of plates. I might have the blowers. I'm not sure. I think there was about 5 in a pack. Yeah. Those.
Correct. I remember buying one set that actually had everything. It had plates, it had blowers, it had the mask, it was blue masks. It had nothing to do with M.A.S.K. It just had M.A.S.K. written on it. And I think napkins and the tablecloth all in one pack. So it's like the party pack. But yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
I was just looking here. I have a little tiny rhino sharpener. That's probably one of my weirdest ones. This little pencil sharpener that's just rhino that says M.A.S.K. on the side.
The only thing I've got in terms of rhino that was obscure other than the toy was the radio.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
that's very cool.
I've got an alarm clock as well, but
Yep.
The round face with the M.A.S.K logo in the
Yeah.
centre, and you wind it up,
Yeah,
etc. I've got one of those. I'm trying to think what other obscure items we have. I mean, I've got an empty talcum powder pot
Yeah.
with M.A.S.K all round with Thunderhawk on. It's black.
That is so cool.
With Thunderhawk M.A.S.K. That I can't remember. I think I got that in a job lot of M.A.S.K toys I picked up years ago, which I've just held on for I think probably about 15, 18 years. But I've got this here. I don't know if you've seen this. I've got a M.A.S.K. So I actually went onto eBay and asked this company if they would print. So I've got two of them ordered. I think they were £18 for them two.
That's cool.
So I'm quite proud when I have to go out and about or into a shop and I put that on. But a lot of people just look at me. They don't even notice it. I'm waiting for someone to say to me one day, "Hey, I remember them toys," but not one person has yet. I'm thinking, come on, someone will one day, you know. But yeah, trying to think of anything else. I've got a pinball machine. I've got all the pencil case,
and
books, videos.
Yep.
Double video sets as well, which I think I've only ever seen one in the last 10, 15 years, one double video. And I found mine at a boot fair about 2003. And I've got two of them.
Wow. Is it the same episodes or different?
No, they're different.
Okay.
But each one has got two cassettes in both. It's a large video case.
It's like a big black. I've got one of those as well. I don't know which. It's not here. It's downstairs. Yeah. I only have one that's got both. It's got two different cassettes inside it.
Cassettes inside.
Yeah, I haven't seen those around.
I think one of mine's got Bruce Sato on the front.
Okay.
In lifter action with the rings coming out.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get access to them, I'll take some photos.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Obviously start sharing some more of the the obscure stuff that I have.
We'll definitely put it up then on the site if you're okay with that. That'll be quite cool for us.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll give you full rights to my photos.
Nah, I'm always fair. We will give credit and link it to your YouTube or to your Instagram, which will be in the comments and the description below as well if people want to check out your cool stuff.
Lovely.
But I think it's a good time talking about obscure thing. You went from obscure to complete customs and passions, and that was your cola can creations. I think I've just got so many things I want to say about it, but I want to start off first with what inspired you to go down this cola can route? Of all the different mediums you could use, I've seen people use paper and make paper cutouts, but yours are out of cans and they fully transform. It's just like just mind blowing.
Thank you for that. It all started when I was at school.
Yeah.
About 14, 15, and I decided to make. I'll get back to the school bit in a second, but when I used to go to like my aunties in Leicester and I had nothing to do apart from play with my toys, and when I got bored with that, I'd sit at the table and draw. So I used to make draw out the side of an ATAT walker out of paper. So about 100 mil high. And I'd draw it and then I'd turn it over, draw the outline. And I've got two sides, and then I'd make the center and I'd make a 3D ATAT walker, a little one.
Yeah.
And then one day when I was at school, I thought rather than make it out of card or paper or don't I try cola cans? So I took the top and the bottom off, sliced it down the middle, opened it up, and thought, because it's more strong, it's more sturdy. So I made a Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger hand.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of this up because that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's massive. Cool.
I made that, and I made the sticks, lolly sticks, knives, so they weren't. Well, if you treat them the wrong way, they can be harmful. But it was just purely for the strength. So I made the metal section of the hand, and I was like, oh, something can be done with this. So then years went by. I got back into the cardboard side of things, and I started making I think about 1993, started making a endoskeleton from Terminator out of cardboard. But I didn't find it as challenging because it was cardboard. I wanted to experience something more. So I got so far with that until it got damaged, and I thought, right, forget that. So then recently I came up with the idea of doing another Freddy Krueger glove, painting it, boxing it up, and finishing so I could sell it on as a bit of my own personal art. We did sell it, the boxed one recently that you saw, the painted boxing set, that sold. And then when we was in lockdown in March last year, the wife said to me, why don't you make some of your cola models? Because I was being furloughed.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna do a mask vehicle, and I'm gonna make it transform, and I'm gonna colour it, and I'm gonna do the detail on everything. I'm gonna do the whole lot. So we'd done the smaller Thunderhawk, or I've done it. And I think it took me, can't remember exactly how long, but not long. I was off furloughed for 6 weeks, and in that 6 weeks, I'd made Thunderhawk, Jackhammer, Condor, Switchblade, and Rhino.
All those 6. All those 5 in 6 weeks. Wow.
Yeah. And then I went to work one day with this new job, which was consistent, and I thought, and I kept thinking about it, and my wife went, why don't you make a bigger one? I went, oh, so you're challenging me now, you know. So over the course of a couple of weeks and things like that, the visions kept knocking around in my head.
Yeah.
You know, and I kept thinking about how to do certain bits of it.
Yeah.
And I thought, just go for it. So I got home, mapped it out, drew it out, how big I want it, at least 30 centimeters or 300, sorry. I thought, right, this is going to be, and I kept having the visions in my head. So like I've said to a lot of people, it's almost like I had the toy already made up here, and then I've just gone, boom. So yeah, I came up with the idea of how to do it all, etc., and now it's here. Over, I think it was a couple of hours a night with one of the head straps with lights on, and so I could make sure all the measurements were correct. But yeah, finished it, done all the detail as I went. Yeah, it's ready to go, ready to be displayed.
It's actually, I mean, all of them, the small ones and the big ones. I mean, I sometimes feel. Did you find the bigger one easier to make than the small one because you had more room, not room for error, but you had a larger surface to play with, or was it harder?
I think you can get into the detail a lot more because it's opened up a lot more. Whereas a smaller one, you're quite, and with the large one, it's a lot easier in terms of how to fit something, rather than a small one was very fiddly.
Yeah.
So that's why I went on to the larger scale and thought, with a bigger one, I can do it easier with this. It can be stronger with that. Whereas a little one, it was quite intricate.
Yeah.
But the bigger one made it easy. So
yeah,
I have been challenged, I will let you know, to do another one by a group of friends, and I will be working on Stinger next.
Wow. Okay.
So, but I've got to obviously draw it out. It's going to be the same size as Thunderhawk. But yeah, that's my next challenge.
Did you have any particular cola can brand that you use? Because I know it sounds silly. I don't actually mean to be silly with that question, because the type of tin used can be a different thickness. I'm not sure in the UK, but here in Singapore, depending on the type of drink that we have in the can, some are a lot harder, less malleable, and some are like a traditional Coke can. Do you have a can of preference?
Not really. No. Okay. Any can I could get my hands on. Mainly the larger cans.
Okay.
Because I can get more.
Yeah.
More, inside. I mean, say with the door of Thunderhawk, for example, or the wing of Thunderhawk.
Yeah, it's huge.
I had to do in where show you where you got the line there.
Yep.
I had to do that section on its own, then that section up to here, and then that section on its own.
Okay.
And then match it together. But I double strengthened it. I did double lot of it all, so it's not just one can deep.
Yeah.
It's like to do it again and then stick those two pieces together to give it that little bit of extra strength. That's the only difference compared to the smaller ones. The smaller ones were made with just one layer of can. This one was two, so the whole body stays upright, stronger rather than floppy.
Yeah.
So straight away, you like to take that into consideration.
And how do you glue it together? Is it what type of glue?
Sellotape.
Oh, okay.
Everyone asks me, they go, "How do you?" I say, just find, sellotape it. If I sellotape it in such a way, so if I've got a strip coming that way, but say like it's going to lift, then I'll do some strips that way, just to give it that extra strip so it doesn't start peeling off. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was having a chat with one of my friends, Dazzler Dude from Instagram. He kind of helps me out with quite a bit of stuff with the site. And I said I was going to chat with you, and he said he wanted me to ask you one question, which I think is great. How many times have you cut your fingers doing this, dealing with cans, because they're so sharp?
I was going to say about that. I'll be totally honest with you. On my children's lives, I've not had a major injury. I think I've had a couple of nicks and a couple of little slices, but nothing major. But I think when you're dealing with something like a cola can or a beer can, you've just got to remember you're not dealing with paper or card. You've just got to be that extra little bit careful.
Because you can get a paper cut with paper, and you're dealing with a blade effectively.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, if I slice my finger the wrong way up the end of the edge of a piece that I've cut, it can cause quite bad damage. But yeah, let your friend know that. Yeah,
he'll be watching. He'll watch this, and he shall comment.
How you doing? Yeah, just let him know that. Yeah, I had a couple of nicks, a couple of little tiny light slices, but nothing major. To be honest with you.
No, well, it's because I've cut myself just opening a can.
Yeah, I've probably got more chance of cutting myself opening a can than I have cutting one up.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've been quite lucky.
So maybe do you want to show maybe your small ones? Start with a couple of your small ones. Let's kind of show them.
I'll show you jackhammer.
Yes.
So there's the front.
Yeah.
That's all the detail, etc.
Yep.
But yeah, I've even put the rims on, the thickness of the wheel arches, etc.
Yep. So you have the toy in front of you when you're building these or designing these, or you're just going from the top of your head?
I've dealt with them that long over the years. I know pretty much what's what and where's where on them. Sometimes I have to double check.
Yeah.
But I think making jackhammer, I did the drawing sketch of the side of the vehicle first.
Yeah.
Because after dealing with M.A.S.K for so long, the toys off the back of your head.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, even down to the rear.
Yes.
Did all the little lights and stuff.
Yep.
Like I say, sometimes I like to double check and just check the decals were correct.
Yeah.
And get them right. But yeah, it does pretty much everything the toy does, just without the mechanics.
Yep.
So, do you want me to transform it now?
Yeah, let's transform it.
Okay, so
let's go for it.
First of all, we slide up the bonnet as that one, and it automatically drops down there, and then I'll slide this little...
The guns. The reciprocating guns, the cannons.
That's it. And then we go to the back. This part here is flattened down where it's been in the box.
Yeah.
And we slide up. Cannons then come out.
Yep. The anti-aircraft turrets.
That's it.
That is so cool.
Then the seat at the back.
Yep.
So you then have the overall look.
Yep. That's amazing. And it's just cola cans, tape, and some pins.
Basically. On this one, it's just literally cola cans and sellotape on this one, and Sharpie to color it.
Yep. That's really cool. That's like so creative. Like just the idea. So it's cool. It's good that you shared. So you already started the idea of using cola cans when you were in school, and it's nice that it's now kind of moved over into creating M.A.S.K vehicles. That is just amazing.
I never dreamed I would do something as intricate as this.
Yeah.
The Freddy Krueger gloves were quite plain and simple, 2 pieces for a finger on
Yep.
each one.
Yep.
You can pretty much draw around your hand and get the exact size, and then
Yep.
the plate.
Yep.
And then pin it together with paper fasteners and job done.
Yes.
But
this is a different ball game.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it gave me a headache. I used to get in and I used to sit there for hours thinking about new ways to do a certain part. But then I've got to remember, say, like with the cannons for Rhino, the pipe stack, I think of how I can get the stand in through the hole through the side of the truck and then keep it there. So I kept thinking, if I make a square block with pin, flaps on the outside, but poke it through first, and then put another plate of metal on the back, and then tape it, and then it can sit there and swivel.
Yes,
but it's also got to hold it in the position.
Yep.
And it worked. So I'd sit there and rack my brain for about an hour or so, going, I don't want to do it that way. I'll do it this way. And then I'd lay there until I go to sleep, thinking of how to do it in a better way. And then if I thought I'd forget, I'd write it down quickly so that when I got back onto the project, I would remember. So it's become quite a different ball game to doing just plain old Freddy gloves. No,
definitely. It's I mean, it's a vehicle that transforms, right? Where I can't get my head around so many facets of it. I mean, just the fact that you've decided to build them, that you managed to build them, and then build 5 and 6 weeks is just wow. It's really like
I dedicated a lot of time to it.
No, but even then, even if you spent every day, that's a lot of work. I mean, because you have to design it, right? It's easy to say I want to build it, and then you just go do it. But I guess it helps that you're such a super fan, and it's all in there. You probably already had in your mind subconsciously, this is how I would build it, and as you said, it's just putting it down. Yeah.
Like I was saying with the large Thunderhawk, that's how it pretty much worked. Or from the original Thunderhawk that I made, the smaller one, this size. I pretty much saw what I wanted to make in my head, or the outcome. So as I was progressing through the making of the toy, I was going by what I had envisioned in my head to what I want in my hands, and that's how I got the right sizes, the right measurements, the thickness of the vehicle, the length of the vehicle, to make it all look in proportion to not only the original toy, but to what we see in the cartoons, etc. So it was all up here first, and now we have it in 3D, in out of my head onto the table.
It's amazing.
So that's Jackhammer.
That's Jackhammer. So which one's next?
Got Condor here.
Let's go for it. So talking to the Lego guys, they had problems with making Condor to keep it kind of proportional because of the limitation with bricks. Did you find Condor to be a challenge because you're being a narrow vehicle, right? You don't have the integrity and to kind of hold things up. Did you find that hard, or was it okay?
It was probably one of the easier ones. I think I've done this in about 2 to 3 days, I think. Okay. Purely because this section here, I made that in half. So I did one half, laid out, and then folded it round, and then this side folded it round.
Yep.
And pretty much knew already again where I wanted to go with the transformation, with the pins in there, etc. The only thing I regret not doing with this one was the further I got into making them, I knew how to do a lot more. So I might arrange this at some point to have a hole in there where I can actually fit the 2 blades that eventually spin, because these don't spin at the moment.
Okay.
But looking back at it now, with more ways I've got round doing things with them, when I started this, I weren't quite clued up on how to get the propellers to spin. And not only that, it's keeping the blades up. The only way these blades stay up at the moment is little tabs underneath where they lift up and the tabs hold underneath and just hold them out.
Yeah.
But I'll get round to that at some point.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's part and parcel of the process, right? You the
That's
evolution of what you've learned as you go along creating.
Yeah, but this one
Yeah.
is that keeps unsticking there. That's the nose of it. Where are we there?
Yep, there we go. Yep.
But when I pull that, there's a little
It
gun.
flops out. It actually pops out.
It actually pulls it out a little bit.
Yep. Here's
So
anti-gravity.
Just to let you know, the cannon or the little blaster is there. In that one. Basically, well, let's stand up. It's there. That will come up to reveal the M.A.S.K logo.
Oh yeah.
And what I mean,
cool.
What I mean by the little tabs are, when that comes out, I don't know if you can see up here.
Yes, I can see that. Yep. Ah, okay. That's ingenious.
Just to give it that, yeah.
Yep. That's very cool.
A little bit flimsy. It's just where it's been sitting there a while. But same with that one. I mean, I must tighten them up a little bit. So now you have
it in transformed mode.
Yeah. And obviously,
yep, I was going to ask.
That wheel actually clips. Oh, excuse me. Probably the flimsiest one.
Oh, okay.
Little tiny clip up there.
I could even hear it clicking in, and I can see the clip on the top. Yep.
And then once, obviously,
Have you ever been in a frame of mind to create a duplicate of each so you can display them in transformed and
that might not be a bad idea, making another
mode.
one.
Yeah, in defense mode and in the civilian mode.
That would be a challenge to save me transforming them because they're very fragile. Well, I think Condor is probably the most fragile.
Yeah. Well, your jackhammer looked quite solid. It really, I guess you're dealing with a more box thing that's got more stability. This is a narrow, tall.
I might do another one, and if I can, make it more compact. So that then that strengthens the body up a bit more. I'm happy with this one, but there are a few things I need to tighten up on it.
Yeah.
But it's been sitting there for almost a year now, on the window ledge, which is why I put them now away in a box. To try and keep them more preserved.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the sellotape on this one's drying up worse than the others. But yeah, it's just a case of strengthening them up, and they'll be all right.
Yep.
Once they're done, held up quite well. That's Condor. This is the Switchblade.
Yep. Very cool. That's quite big.
So
that's a big guy.
It is, yeah. But it's all there how it should be. I mean, I can do certain bits on it. Like that comes up, like it should, like the toy.
And I mean,
the blade, they lip under there, but they do come out and rotate.
Yep. I'll put a link because you have it on your YouTube channel. You've put the full transformation for this one as well. So if people want to check out the transformation, they can check it out.
Yeah, you will see in the video how fiddly the wings are. But the more I do of these, the more I'll get more experience on making them better.
Yeah.
In terms of but doing these, I've done everything that should be done.
Yeah.
In terms of the little cannons.
Yeah. So you have the cannons coming out. You've got the laser cannons in the front. Yes, they come up and down, and then you also have your skid ones, the skid lasers.
Yeah, even them.
Yep.
But these legs lock up into position. They lock up, and there's a slidey thing under there that I slide across on there. But yeah, it's a bit fiddly to transform this one. So, but yeah, probably best to share the link of the time I transformed it on the YouTube thing.
So, are you going to make a canopy? How would you make a canopy? How do you envision making a canopy? Because that's a bit of a tricky one, right? You don't.
No, not really. I haven't got around to it yet. As I said in the video on YouTube, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some laminate, probably about 4 sheets. Just run it through the laminate machine just to harden it up a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to lay 4 together on top of each other, score them and mark them all exactly the same, and then mould the angles and the slopeness of the canopy, and then flex them down. And I might possibly build a little cola can framework piece on all the ridges or the folds.
Yes.
And then colour it probably pink or dark purple or light purple.
Yeah.
Sort of like a translucent colour.
Yeah.
And then that's done. But that's all I've got to do on the Switchblade.
Cool.
This was my first attempt, so it looks rather square in areas, you know. But that's how I start off. I start off with that, and then I build my platform on the top.
Okay.
On that one,
So it's like a chassis. So you build a solid chassis.
It's sort of like a bar that I build off.
Yeah.
And then I work everything out based on 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, on that one. But this did prove quite challenging because it was smaller.
Yes.
In terms of doing the window frame, which I had to make separate to the rest. This one, I mean, I even done the lights.
Yep. There you go. It's the same lights. You've got the double headlights in each one.
That's it. That's what I like about Thunderhawk, the lights. I don't know why. I just like the way they were set in.
Yep. Correct. It's
on
cool.
that one. But like I say, this was my first attempt at any M.A.S.K vehicle. There we have one wing. Second wing. I've got this little thing here that I made, so it sort of hooks over there, and hooks over this one,
and keeps them in a sterile mood.
Not quite straight, but as straight as I could get them.
Yep.
And then obviously glide out the wing extensions.
Yep. That's so cool.
On the back, I did it so that the back's connected to the spoiler.
Yep.
So if I lift up...
Oh, they do both. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's little tabs on the back.
I click it in place.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, you must bear with me because they've dried up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not performing as it was when I first done it, but there's room for change on it.
Yep.
So that would hold up there like that.
Yep.
You know, and then obviously unhook it from there's a little tab there that the bumper should
click
hook onto. Yeah. And obviously you have the Thunderhawk one.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I mean, definitely, I could definitely make more. I've still got the templates for this one, so probably at a later date I could do a more finer version. But like I say, this was my first ever attempt to do one and complete it. I tried one about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I remember making the main body.
Yep.
Just without the wings and the rear section. But I remember doing it all, and I'd never finished it. And I think that got either thrown away or boxed up somewhere. But I can always do another one in a lot more detail and a lot more, I suppose, rounded.
Yeah.
This one to me is rather blocky, but it was my first attempt on it. On that one. Pretty plain underneath, unlike the other one. But it still does what it should do.
No, exactly. I mean, it's Thunderhawk. It's got all the transformations, which is the wings, the wing guns, and your spoiler with the iconic bumper that lifts up. Which always surprised me in the toy that they never had, that they didn't put the sticker right of the mask. As opposed to writing mask in the cartoon, there's the little mask logo.
A bit like a symbol.
Yes, the symbol.
Although the words mask was a symbol.
Yeah.
Is it actually ultra flash?
it looks like Ultra Flash. I mean, I guess that's a debated point. Fans have been questioning for quite a while. Is that Ultra Flash? Is that the original version of Ultra Flash? Is that Andy Tracker's mask? Who knows? But it does look like Ultra Flash, just slightly different color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really iconic scene. It's in the intro. It's in every transformation.
Maybe it's Matt Tracker's prototype before he completed Ultra Flash.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I think we sussed it there.
Yeah, solved. Okay, it's done.
So that's Thunderhawk. I mean, in terms of Rhino, I mean, this was a challenge. I mean, so much had to be done to get this to do what the toy did.
This one would be harder to build than your big Thunderhawk, would you say, given the amount of transformation? Or
do you know what? I think I'd say they're pretty much equal. I'd say Rhino was a lot more trickier.
Yeah.
More so because, like I was saying to you earlier about the rotational. Yeah. They don't come out like the toy.
Yeah, you just have to come.
They just go forward.
Well,
and
that's what they do in the cartoon. They don't come out in the cartoon. They just come down.
But the toy, you have to pull them slightly out to avoid the wing mirrors, don't you? Or to get the flex over the wing mirrors.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the most challenging part of Rhino was this back section, because if you think about it, I had to, where the back slid out, I still had to make it solid so that the ladder came out as well.
Yeah.
So I basically made that as a separate piece that slots over, so I had to do double on this bit here.
Yes.
Where I've got the lines, when that goes back, there's still the lines there. So when that goes back, it's all as one.
Yeah. So it's two completely separate sections. I mean, and it's duplicated that whole back section in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so that it's just purely for the line section.
Yeah.
So when that goes back, I didn't want to have nothing there. I wanted the line to extend. But yeah, this
very cool.
Is pretty mean.
Yeah.
I won't do the back section.
Okay. They can watch that on your video
as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the main piece is the grill that comes out, obviously.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Ram bumper.
Yeah, that comes out. So.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Comes right out. And obviously the cannons here, they all rotate.
Nice.
Straight way down.
Yeah.
Even the doors open.
Cool.
I've done little clips.
Yep. I mean, the cannons
doors will open. A little bit of detail, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the toy was like that. No, I haven't done that.
I'm asking too much.
I didn't get around. No, that's fine. I could always add it. I could always add a little chair in there that slides out.
That slides.
I could take the chair out that I've got. Yeah. So I could do a little section. I could do that at a later date.
Yeah.
I've done the rocket launcher in the back.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Oh, cool.
Which slots back into the holder on that one.
So you built it with a black missile. So I assume you were basing it on the standard US or European box as opposed to the German, where it became a satellite missile.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I could have left it silver, so it was like the silver of a grey variant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did it black, so it went along with the version of the toy.
Yep.
And inside the back, I did. That's what it looks like without
his computer. Well, Alex's computer.
And once that back slides back on, it then looks obviously like Rhino itself. But yeah, the car comes off. The car then removes itself from the back.
Yep. And you even have a little. You have the little gun in the front of it.
Yeah. And obviously the
laser cannon. Sorry. And
little computer dashboard there.
Yep. I love the attention to detail.
Then that slots back down and holds in.
So cool.
And then obviously when you put it away, slots back into the back. Yeah, so that's all the smaller vehicles.
And now comes the big
The
boy.
big one. Yeah, pretty much the same as obviously the video I put on YouTube, really. So I'll just
So just looking at this view already, you can see that you've got the details already of the front of the bonnet, where it's slightly elevated in the middle. That's so cool. Yeah, you're going with that. And then you've got more rooms for the lights. I mean, yeah, it's amazing. That's so cool. I love it.
I've done pretty much everything, even down to the when I lift the door up.
Yeah.
Can you see those cannons?
Yes, you've got even the little the things at the tip of them, right?
Yeah.
All the details on the cannons. Yep.
And all that. Yeah, she's a bit of a beast. But what I wanted to do with this was give it a little bit more of the original look of Thunderbolt. I wanted the shape. I wanted the nose to be pointed, which, if I give you a good bird's eye view, can you see the point?
Yep.
A slight point on the front, yeah.
Yep, this part here.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. It actually copies it exactly how it is. That's amazing.
Not only that, you can see the elements of the lights.
Yeah.
From the top view, as you're showing you your Thunderbolt there.
Yes, this part right here, the recess, and then the lights on top of that are even recessed further in.
That's correct. And then as I come down the front, you can see.
Yep. The lights inside that recess.
And not only that, when you look at the Thunderhawk down the side, you can see the side angle of the vehicle.
The curvature that we have.
That's right, yeah.
And
or the fold.
It's harder to appreciate it on the toy. It's easier on yours because it's bigger. Yep, but I can see it. That's cool.
But yeah, I went into as much detail as I could, down to the artwork on the interior. I mean, there's a couple of computer screens on the front. I mean, on the front I wrote Boulder Hill under attack. Select agents on a blue screen. But I'll send you some photos of the interior. You know, under the light.
Yeah.
But like I say, with this one, rather than just making the sort of, you've seen the lights on it, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're basically made of a little power pack under the bonnet. I've even made little clips on the light that hang over the lights.
Yep.
To hold that in. So now it's loose. Open the bonnet. See, the M.A.S.K toy don't open its bonnet, so you can see the engine.
That was something missing. They could have very easily done that, I think, on the toy. Yeah.
Could have had some form of cannon come out of there or something.
Yep, exactly.
With a grid on the bump bonnet there.
Oh, it has the attachment like the disc launcher. The disc launcher that was used in the cartoon. It could have been the storage for that you clip on the bottom. Then you got that disc launcher.
There we go.
Yep.
You know, and then
there we go. Yep. Perfect.
So as long as I line them up.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Just to give it that little bit more wow factor.
Yep.
I might, at some later date, I'll probably get in contact with you once I've done it, but I do have the intentions of putting them in the thrusters as well.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And the same thing with the laminate. I'm going to make the windows on Thunderhawk. We're going to do one across the front, and one on the back.
Yeah,
yeah, just to complete it.
Yeah.
The other original idea I had with this, the reason I also made it this size as well, was to put an Action Man style figure in there. So at some time in my life, when I get 5 minutes, I'll probably get as close to I can as an Action Man figure.
Yep.
Suited as Matt Tracker in his Thunderhawk gear. And then obviously make the mask. Whether I do it out of cola cans or probably cardboard, I don't know. But I think to finish this off with a Matt Tracker figure would be perfect.
Yep.
I'll spin her around so you can see the M.A.S.K logo at the back.
So the mechanism for the rear bumper and the spoiler is a different style to the one you used, right?
Yeah, I've basically done what I call a seesaw effect.
Yep.
So you've got one seesaw there, just behind
Yep.
where the rear windows start.
Yeah.
With a long tab attached to it on the underneath. So it starts like that. And then there's another one there like that. So when that one comes down,
the other one,
it pushes that one up. And when that one comes up, attached to the back of that second one is the bumper.
Yep.
And then the bumper's attached to the spoiler. Don't know. Can you see all that in there?
Yep, I can see the tab.
And then basically when I do...
Yep, there we go. Cool.
And then from obviously this angle.
Cool.
You know.
Yeah.
So
love it.
But yeah, things like that were draining my brain on thinking of how to do them. How to, rather than just lift the bumper up, I wanted to make it a little bit more spectacular than just the original one I'd done. That's why I went for this option. Even down to the wheels. I don't know if you can see, but if you can't see, I'll send you some photos. I did tyre tracks on the wheels, sort of go that way.
Oh, okay.
And that way.
Can just about make it out. Yes.
There's a lot more to it, detail wise, than just what you see, you know, through the screen.
Yeah.
You know, I've even done the steering wheel, the dashboard. Like I say, which I'll send you. There's a picture on there as well. There's a little switchblade that I drew in plane mode with a red target, red circle, and a cross going across. I've done all a couple of dials on there as well. There's a picture of target acquired with jackhammer as well, and a picture of Buddy Hawks. But these are all. I'll send you these over. Definitely.
That's really cool.
And a load of random coloured lines and buttons and things like that, just to fill out the detail for the the dashboard, etc.
No, but that's a real labour of love, and it turned out amazing. So you should be really proud of yourself. It's awesome.
No, I appreciate it, and thank you to you and everyone that's appreciated it. But I think the best view of it is from the front when the wings are up in full attack with the lights on.
Yes.
When I look at it, I am proud of it. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm happy with it. But as my friend said the other day at work, it's one of a kind, Rob. It's the only one in the world. Get it on eBay. I said, I don't know about.
I don't think you'd want to sell that, right? This is like your labor of love. It's your baby.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I do have templates for this as well, so it can be duplicated as well as the others.
Yeah.
So when I get time, I might make you a personal one for yourself. And then
that'd be awesome.
If it comes to you, but yeah, I probably will make another one. You know, and you know, see where it goes from here. But Stinger's the next.
Yeah.
Definitely the next project.
You've made 5 of the vehicles from the Series 1. Any plans to finish off Series 1?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which one do you think will be the hardest?
Oh,
Piranha? Firecracker.
Do you know what? I think before I got told about doing Stinger or requested to do Stinger, my challenge was, I mentioned it to the wife. I said, do you know what I'd really like to make now? She said, what's that? And I went, Wildcat.
Okay.
But
wow.
The challenge with that would be, Robert, the front section and the
integrity and keeping it in place.
Yeah. So I'd have to make the stilts come up to hold the top section.
Yeah.
making it spin is not a problem and rotate. That I wouldn't be worried about that because I'd build a little block that does that and does that. It's the holding the top section up. So I'd obviously have to make a clicker section. So I'd have to do a bit of cola can with teeth.
Yep.
Wildcat would be a challenge, I think, just for that purpose alone. Outlaw, quite straightforward if I think about it.
Yeah.
Piranha, as you say, quite straightforward.
Gator with the opening, that'd be quite a fun one as well.
Yeah, Gator would be quite easy. But
yeah,
if I am going to do any further vehicles, they're all going to be roughly this size.
Oh, okay.
I could do them smaller, but I'd rather make them larger to access easy detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gator will be a lovely one, I think. Quite straightforward as well. It's just a top section, bottom section, pins at the back.
Yep.
Hinge, yeah. That's
and
it.
then the boat.
Build a separate little boat underneath.
Yeah.
To spec. Just put it on, and possibly when that comes up, have a little lever at the back that sort of pushes the boat forward.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd like that element. I wouldn't just want to make the top open and the boat just sit there. I'd want a little bit of action.
Yeah, something. Yep. I think that's a cool one.
Bulldoze. That'll be a bit of a challenge because there's a lot that happens with that Manta. So look how much happens with that toy. Everything. Oh, so much. Even when I go to toy shows and things like that, and I talk to people about M.A.S.K, I always say to them about how much Manta does. I mean, I think the only area that's left untouched is the roof and the door section.
Yes. Because
all the front transforms, all the back transforms, and you've got the ejector seat.
Yeah, I haven't even pulled out my rear spoiler. Yeah. That's true.
I actually drew the side elevation on Manta last year to start doing Manta on the smaller size. I was going to do Thunderhawk, etc. And I actually did the back cartoon accurate. So
it's opening up like this.
Yeah, the two pieces, and then the spoiler came up that way from the side. So if I am going to do a Manta, I will do it cartoon accurate.
So the cartoon one is, I like that transformation. I guess that would have been something tricky for them to put into a toy.
Yeah.
And this is just a lot easier, and you get that kind of same effect, I guess.
Yeah.
But I enjoy seeing it. It's like Thunderhawk. It was so iconic, Manta, when you see it taking off, right? It'll be driving along, and then you get the back open up, and then it flies off. We missed out on that in the toy. But Manta's one of my favorite. I love Manta.
Yeah.
I just love the satisfaction. You press the button and just that gratification, right? Instant gratification.
All the bonnet, etc., and the missiles, and
it's just so much mechanically going on, as you said. Yeah,
definitely.
It's a beauty.
And I think Manta was probably the second vehicle I owned, as in a car, out of M.A.S.K. I had my Piranha, my Condor, my Bandit, my Iguana, and things like that. Then I got Hurricane, Buzzard, and then I think it was Manta. I think so. It was probably second or third.
Okay.
I can't remember whether it was Buzzard or Manta. First or second. But
I never had a Manta. I always wanted one, and I made up for it now. So I own a few Mantas. And then with the recent Chile finds, I managed to get a really sweet Manta just the other day. So my friend managed to got a nice case for it. He does amazing work locally here in Singapore, so he does some really, really good case. And this one's really in very sweet condition. Yeah,
it's a lovely box to go in as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the box was really cool. I just picked up the box today from my friend. Yeah, so he makes them. Yeah,
brilliant. That's great stuff. And one day I'll get mine all in protective cases and on display. Great stuff.
No, I mean it was an awesome franchise, still is. Some people say a dead franchise. I don't think so. I think in like all toys recently, everything's starting to gain a bit more traction and momentum. So this is really good, and hopefully we can keep going this way, and something might come out of it. And if it doesn't, we still have our toys, and that can still be passed on.
I agree. it's a toy line that I don't think I'll ever stop hoarding, collecting, etc.
Yep.
I think even if I go one day, I think I'll still have a little figure clutched in my hand. That'll be my wish. Make sure I have Matt Tracker in my hand, or Hondo from Hurricane.
Yeah.
Just take a little piece of it with me.
Yeah, and I mean, like I think our kids also, those who are fans, also try to encourage their kids to do that, and I mean to play, not to clutch it at the end, but to play with them now.
I think a lot of people are doing that. I've had a lot of people message me, asking, you know, oh Rob, I've heard you've got stacks of toys, M.A.S.K toys. Do you sell them? And I'll get back to them and I say to them, sometimes I do. Sometimes I like to bide my time a bit. And they go, I just want a collection of common ones, 5 or 6 for my kids.
Yep.
You know, because they've come across the cartoon and they love it and they want the toys.
Yes.
Not that I don't want to sell it to them, but I know exactly what's going to happen. They're either going to get damaged or they're going to be looked after, one of the two. But yeah, I haven't brought myself to sell any of it yet. I will give or take the odd toy at a toy show.
Yeah.
But even when I'm at the toy show, how much is that, mate? £500.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to sell it. I just want to show it off, really. You know, so everything else is priced, but the mask is priced, but ridiculous because I don't really want to get rid of it.
Yep.
You know, I just want to promote it and get it out there.
I know what you mean. I don't tell my wife. She understands. If I tell her something's worth so much, she's like, so it's not like you're going to sell it. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, I'll get that. Right. You buy it, but you're never going to sell it.
Yeah.
You just like to hold on to it. And I think to myself, yeah, she's right.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's been awesome chatting with you. I really had a blast. And it's so good to finally put a face and a voice to the messages and seeing pictures for all those years. And I really look forward to catching up with you soon again. And I guess let's definitely when the stinger is up, let's have a look at that beast.
Well, what I'll do is when I start the stinger, I'll give you the concept drawing of the side elevation, and then I'll do it step by step with you. I'll send you them as they go.
Yeah.
I've got you on WhatsApp now, so I can send you on the pictures on WhatsApp as they go. If you it's up to you if you want to keep a record of them.
I'll just keep a track. Yep. Put them in a file.
Date by date stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as it progresses, I'll keep you up to date with it and things like that. But Stinger is the next challenge.
I look forward. That was one of my favorite vehicles as a kid. It still is. I
will definitely be making the canopy for Switchblade. I will definitely be doing a few adjustments on the existing ones like Condor and stuff, due to the sellotape drying up and stuff. But yeah, there's a few adjustments needed. I will be doing the windows to Thunderhawk to finish them off.
Yeah.
And yeah, Stinger's going to be the next one.
Awesome.
For definite. 29, 30 inches long. Look forward to that. Brilliant stuff.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rob.
Something like that.
Take care, buddy.
No worries. Listen, been absolutely fantastic talking to you. So I will stay in touch. And yeah, if I find any more toys or anything like that, or I come across any, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And I'll try and get you some of the Argentinian photos of the playful stuff I've got.
Sounds awesome.
Dig them out. But yeah, we'll definitely keep in contact. We'll sort things out.
For sure.
Keep M.A.S.K alive. Listen, you and everyone take care. Stay safe.
You too, buddy. Have a good
Thank you very
Sunday
much. Cheers,
show
Rob.
and enjoy the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Will do.